Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, in exciting news, the van is in the garage. So, now that this is in here, we can really start getting work done on it. We still have a little tiny bit of mock-up with the grill, with what we're going to do with the sides. As you can see, this doesn't exactly fit great. That's only because these pieces only came 34 inches long, and I did what I could. So, while we're inside, at least for tonight, we're going to go through, we're going to continue ripping out the rest of the interior. Last night, took the seats off, took the side pipe off, because that's just going to get cleaned, thrown down in the basement. We're going to get the carpet out, maybe hit the dash, maybe not, we'll see. The seats I got are out of a FedEx van. They're pretty cool, very comfortable. I am going to keep them, however, you sit really high. So on both these bases here, I'm probably going to cut like 2 inches off the bottom just to drop it. I thought about just getting swivel bases, but as you can see, these already have swivels that someone had fabricated on here with just barely a nut and bolt. So I'll go through the underside, weld them in, cut them, re-weld them, and go from there. And then I got to go through, I got a lot of welding to do on this roof. Like, I'm getting rid of these goofy lights up here, but as you can see, there's going to be 3 holes per light. If you look here, I got a bunch of holes from the roof rack that right now I just have like Flex Seal tape on, which is doing fine. But I'm going to weld those up. I got miscellaneous holes like here. I don't need these holes. You know, on the doors, I got, I guess, there were mirror mounts here and here. We're going to get rid of this completely. And just all around the van. A bunch of pockets I got to weld in from the hinges. Not sure if I'm going to be able to show you with the door closed, but, you know, these holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, I got to fix that. It's all wonky. Windows, we could take those out because this van is staying in here for the duration now. So, yeah, a lot of work. So I'm going to grab some tools and get started on something. Check back with you guys in a minute. All right, we got most of the carpet out, and boy, is it wet in this joint. Look at that. Just to give you an idea, the last piece I just pulled out. Here's the trail going to the garbage can. Yep. Not good. So, she's going to be drying out. And I was pretty lucky it wasn't really spray adhesive. It was actually all held in with screws. Got a bunch of little holes here and there, but yeah. So we're going to keep going and get this all cleaned up, dried up, and go from there. Alright, so here we are on the driver's side of the vehicle. As you can see, got all these wires that just kind of dead end. But luckily, there's a screw holding them all together, going right through it. So I'm assuming they're not live. You can follow this up onto the electrical tape. That looks like the end of them there. So I guess they're not connected to anything. These, they probably go down to the dimmer switch, which exposed wires on the dimmer switch. So lucky this thing didn't catch on fire. I got this brake controller thingy over here. We're not going to be needing that. And coming off of that, I have a 12 volt. So I guess there's power there. You just got to ground it. I'm not really sure how that's working out. So yeah, we're going to be needing to go through all the electrical up in here. I got wires right there. I don't want to touch anything yet. I should probably disconnect the battery before I play with this. But we're going to keep going. We got to get all the screws out of here, out of the floor, and let this dry out. Then we got to clean it all up. Man, it's wet. Yeah, it's dark out. So we're going to go through, we're going to cut 2 inches off of this seat base. And I know it's really only 1.88. So we're going to fire up the death wheel, go through, grind this out. Just to be safe, I'm even going to wear my welding jacket. Not because I'm a safety-oriented person, but this was just the closest jacket. And yeah, I probably should record this because my new pajamas will probably catch on fire. So let's get to this. So how many licks does it take, I mean, how many death wheels does it take to get through one of these bases? About 2. This one's still pretty full. So this is what we cut off. Nice little 2-inch piece all the way around. And this is some pretty good metal. We're going to be saving this for patching in the back of the van, I think. The existing holes. So we're going to clean up inside here. Grab the base, which is down here. And we're going to mate these two together. So as you can see, the base fits in here perfectly. The problem is it's not supposed to. I didn't really take the angle into account. So I'm just going to cut this in half right here, spread it out, weld it up, add a little filler piece. No big deal. All right, she's all welded back together. 2 inches lower. I did have to add in, as you can see right here, about 1 inch. And it is going to throw off my width, but I looked under the van. I just got to drill 2 holes about, you know, roughly 1 inch apart. So I'm going to mock this up, drill it in, and then I can clean this up, paint it, shove it down in the basement for later. We drilled our holes. You can see about 1 inch away. Dropped her on in, and she's good to go. Just to give you some perspective, there's the original height of the seat base. And it is about 1.5 inches higher. But still, that's a big difference. No one's going to be hitting their head on the van anymore. And we get to keep the cool FedEx seats. So I'm going to do this all over again. Alright, so here's an update after our first full day working on the van in the garage. As you can see, we went through, we pulled off all the bright work, pulled the bubbles off, we pulled the side pipes off, they're all cleaned up down in the basement for storage. We went through, we were having a problem with the hood here, where it was getting hung up right here. If you can see, we got a little crack developing here. So I went through, I cut about 1/8 of an inch off of all this, and I was able to slide this up now. You're not going to see any of this anyway, but I am going to go through, sand it, make it look all nice. I got to strip this all anyway, it looks like junk. So now the hood clears, no problems at all. The cowl, I was going to keep the hinges, but I decided that this just looked stupid with these big holes here. So I went through, fiberglass these up, still a little bit tacky. So we're going to finish that up, we're going to put this into prime, throw that down in the basement. We're going to pull that off because that's just all kind of wonky looking anyway. Get it all like straightened, leveled out. You know, pretty much just re-drill all the holes. Get that prime down in the basement. You can see front bumper is off. Also took the rear bumper off. Rear bumper is kind of trashed. Pretty much throwing that away. As far as the front bumper goes, front bumper cleaned up really, really nice. Went through on the back side. Pour 15 the whole thing. So this is pretty much looking new. So we're keeping the front bumper. Back we might go with a roll pan. Took the trailer hitch off. That was a lot of fun since I left one nut on one side. When I lowered the other side, it fell on my chest. Weighed about 100 pounds. Good times. Next, we're taking the windows out. We do not need them. And what else do we do? You can see there's really nothing left of the interior. A lot of extra wires here and there. I took off the brake controller. We don't need that at all because we're not going to be running a hitch. And we got to go through and start welding up some holes. Oh, all the lights are off. You can see there was 5 lights, 3 lights per hole. So we got 15 holes to weld up there. We got all these holes here. Oh, mirrors are off. They're all clean. They look brand new. Next, we'll take door handles off, clean those, throw those down. So yeah, for one day, we got a lot done. So let's see what we can get done today.